Let me see that picture. You got a picture of me? And they'll be, let me see that camera. And I'm like, first of all, hi, my name is Elliott. What's your name?
Right, exactly.
And then they want me to prove it to them or something like that. And I have to decide whether or not I feel like, do I want to do that or is that giving them too much power?
I'm never showing anybody the back of my camera. Just as a rule of thumb, I'm never going to show you the back of my camera. If you want anything, I'll show you an Instagram. I'll show you unless it's a situation where I'm documenting somebody and I'm like, you know, they probably would really like this moment.
Morgan Freeman, though?
No.
You said Morgan Freeman ain't seen the back of my camera.
I'm sorry, Morgan, you're not seeing the back of my camera.
So you're saying that people will see the back of your hand quicker than they'll see the back of your camera?
They'll see the back of my head, they'll see my ponytail. I'm not gonna anybody.
He asking me
no,
to
you can't see my camera. What's wrong with you? I'm just gonna be like.
USA Today had this award-winning, you know, photojournalist, and he was amazing. But then, you know, someone asked him to see the back of his camera, and he just went off. He just started. The man was 82 years old, and he wouldn't, you know.
No,
he went by the name of Morgan Freeman.
Yo, that'd be so disrespectful. That'd be so disrespectful to the elders. I'm not gonna do it like that. If I ever saw him, he probably would see all my pictures. What photography has done for a lot of people is taking them completely out of the moment.
Sure.
And like the more and more, like I went to Ghana this past year, had a blast in Ghana. Some of the most beautiful people experiences I've ever had in my life. If you've never been to West Africa, you need to go.
Gotta go.
I
haven't been. I gotta go.
Gotta go, bro. I'm telling you, you would love it over there.
I'm sure
You would have a blast over there for many reasons. My point is, I went to Ghana, had a blast.
Yeah.
Took very little photographs, right? Took very little video. And I could have taken a lot more. So photography is like when I'm in that moment of serenity where I can enjoy the moment and pick up my camera and sneak a couple stills, you know, or just like document the moment and it's effortless, right? Like to me, that's like epitome of, you know, my photo brain kind of in the background moving. Like if I see something interesting, I'm not stepping out of the moment to step back and say, oh, let me be a photographer now. I'll put on this front and click, 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 click. But just like kind of like, oh, hey, still in the moment, da, da, da. You know, I might squeeze a couple frames off and then I'm back to just being in that moment.
If you had all the money in the world and you could own any camera, what camera would it be right now?
A Sony A9.
How much they cost?
Probably like 5 G's with
Damn.
a nice lens on it. Yeah, bro, I ain't got 5 G's.
What are you rocking with what do you shoot with right now?
I'm actually shooting with the Sony A9 right now because they gave me one to rent and like kind of play with so that we can give them feedback on it.
Wait, do you have it?
Yeah, it's right here.
Grab it.
This is a sexy camera. It just feels awesome.
Yo.
That's the A9.
Okay. So, oh, A9, so A7 is in the exact same series.
Yeah, same series. That's like their
Because I know this
flagship.
body. I know this, yeah.
Exactly,
I know exactly how to use this. And you got a 24-70. Look like you got some good glass on this, 2.8.
Man, that is a bomb lens,
this
especially
you?
for video. No. I don't own anything that you're holding. I don't own anything that I shoot with. Like everything that I shoot with is all like rental or like company gear. We also have, like our company has a relationship with Nikon. And so like, that's what I'm taking to the Olympics. Like I just got my hands on some 850s, which are dope as hell. And so, man, I'm totally with it. Sony, you should just go ahead and send me one. I mean, just go ahead and gift it to me. I mean,
it'll be a gift to you if you gift it, bro.
Absolutely.
When technology goes up, people have the ability to do things that they have not done before. So we start seeing a lot of people pop out talking about they DJs. And so it's like, yo, everybody I know DJs? And so it wasn't just DJing, it was everything else. It was also photography. It was like, everybody's a photographer? Because everybody can purchase a $500 or $1,000, or if you have money, maybe you don't know anything about photography, but you got an A7S, or you got a 5D Mark III. Oh, I just told my parents I wanted a camera, so they got me this. So,
that bothers me so much.
The question becomes, you know, do you differentiate between different types of photographers, be it hobbyists versus professional? Because there are people who do photography for a living,
right,
that aren't as good as some people who do it as a hobby.
True, absolutely. And
there are some people that do it as a hobby that are beasts, but I feel like everyone's a photographer. I feel like if you're taking pictures on your phone, you're a photographer.
Absolutely.
I can't tell you not a photographer because, you know, I can't tell someone because they're doing Serato that they're not
a DJ. You don't spin with vinyl, son. You're not a DJ.
You could have an iPhone and you could be popping pictures with like an iPhone. It's all about using the technology. It's about learning how to figure out how to use what you have in your hand.
That is such a great analogy too, the music analogy, because like I think a lot of people like take like the New York City blackout, right? Like all of a sudden you had one or two crews with access to the equipment, the faders, the switchers, the speakers. New York City blackout. Next thing you know is 50 DJ crews and everybody got the gear.
Yeah.
Scratch, scratch. But it's the same kind of thing where like now you have an entire video production studio in your pocket. Mm-hmm. You can create a full-length feature film with your iPhone, right? Like this is the world that we live in. So yes, to your point of hobbyist, amateur photography, it's not all, there's no real correlation between the tools you use, how long you've been shooting, and how good your work is. I think experience, like you were talking about, that institutional knowledge, that ability to walk in, like talk to old school photographers about how they set their aperture and shutter speed. Most people can walk into the room and say, this is at least ISO 800 2.8, but you never shoot half of your focal length. Like your shutter speed should never drop up half of what your focal length is on your lens.
You need to know the rules even if you break them.
Absolutely, so that you can break them.
But yes, know the rules so that you can break them. And so a lot of times it's about knowing, why does that exist? Why do they say this? What are the rules for? When you start actually learning those principles, then it's a lot easier for you to navigate.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think, when you walk into a room, when someone's a pro, they're a light meter.